This video is about some information that I came across. And, you know, I don't really find interest in a lot of the stuff that my generation really finds interesting. But this was something that really got my eye because I was like, hold on, a senator, a U.S. senator? And I was like, is he black? So basically, it said something about America, and he said America is not racist. And I was like, hold up, I don't know this dude. But it really got my attention because it seems like a lot of blacks are trying to adopt that standpoint and say that America is not racist and that it has changed so much. So, his name is what? Dr. Tim Scott. And supposedly it's an issue going on right now because people are saying that he is trying to say that America is not racist. So it said that he feels that people are being racist towards him by calling him names, like referring to him as an Uncle Tom. So, okay, he is from South Carolina. Now, you know, I done heard about a lot going on out there in those states, as we all know. So, coming from his standpoint as a black man representing in South Carolina, you got to really take a look at what he is up against and look at the type of people that he's probably surrounded by, in the force. So they only really hire certain type of people. Like, they not going to hire nobody that's coming in there talking about black people and what he want to do for us and none of that. No, they gonna hire somebody that's coming in there talking about he got credentials for this and credentials for that, and he basically he gonna have the same standpoint as a professional, willing to do whatever it is that they require him to do in the position. And if that means that he got to stand up and make a public statement, like this, I don't even think that was even necessary. Like, so I don't even see where all this even came from and where it's all coming from. I saw a video online with, you know, Roland Martin and so many different people talking about issues about race now. And, it's really good, but when it comes to people who actually can make a change, people who are actually in office, we really kind of got to change our mindset and understand where African Americans are coming from as in this generation, because every generation is going to have its struggle. But it says he took his argument to Fox News where he accused someone of calling him the N-word, but he feel he's being discriminated against. And I think that's pretty much where it boils down to, because I myself have been in that position, so I already know what playing field that is. You either going to not say anything, or you're going to have to just deal with whatever you going through as a black person in this country. because it's going to be a problem pretty much either way. I know how it feels for somebody to want you to just sell out and not even care about anybody as long as you good, But then they gonna mistreat you too, and they gonna want you not to say nothing about that. But when people of color think that they should have someone who could stand up for us and speak out against certain issues, then I think we get deceived a lot of the time, because I personally feel like black people know what time it is as far as race and things are concerned. So him saying that he was called out of his name and then turn around and still try to not really touch on the issue, I think that's a personal issue. You know, that's a personal issue, because he's in a very high position. And so, with people calling him Uncle Tom, I've seen the way the system works, and I know that they not gonna really speak out and say anything when they not really in that position of power to really do it. Like a lot of the people up in that bracket, they just lucky to have a job, like when it came down to a lot of the black lawyers. I gotta do a video on that because it's really just crazy what's going on in the courts. And so, with the topic about race and everything like that, it's a lot of laws and things like that that's in place. So we just have to really look deep, deep, deep into relations, race relations. And when we're talking about leaders and stuff like that, black leaders, we really feel like they can't really relate to us. So when they try to tell us how we feel or how we should view how we are treated in our country, I feel like they're not in a position to really tell us how we should feel, because they in the high up position. They good. They don't have to go through the struggles and the things that you got to go through on the lower end. So that's just what it is. It's like the rich against the poor, and that's pretty much what it is. So if you got this rich black man and these poor black folks, and if you a white person that's poor, and poor is poor, and right now that's what they trying to make it about. They trying to just really make everything all about money. And if you in a good position where you got money, people really just kind of want to make sure they straight in America and that they got themselves good as far as what do they own and this, and that, and the third. A lot of people really don't want to talk about race. And it seems that when the topic does come up, it's like people really don't want to admit what's really going on.